Yo, yo, yo. Right then, guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. So today is Monday, the 2nd of June 2025, and it is currently 9 o'clock p.m. UK time. The market's closing like an hour, but it's kind of dead anyway this time of year, time of day. So we are gonna have a little look on what we've drawn up on. Day is it today? Oh my god, I've literally said today, Monday. So we're gonna see what's happened today and if we can get in any trades for this week. So straight off the bat, AUD CAD. I'm gonna probably just leave that as it is. Really, it's kind of just consolidating sideways in this area. Not really a fat lot going on. So as I've previously drawn up, I think I'm gonna just leave that as it is. Somewhere around that area. Break and retest on these highs. AUDCHF. Haven't really done a fat lot, has it? Probably. Looks like it's tested these areas instead. So I'm gonna leave that for now. We might get that retest, but instead of it being like here, might be like up here instead. You know what I mean? Somewhere at these levels instead. So I'm gonna just leave my original drawing as it is, just as a reference, because we might still get another push down, retest, and a sell. Okay, so we've got our little retests today. Yeah, we've had our retests. Where's Monday? Monday, this, yeah. 2 o'clock. So we've had our retests. We're just waiting for that push down now, possibly, to take out these lows here, where all that liquidity is. Let's have a little look. I haven't really got nothing drawn up on AUD New Zealand. Looks like it's creating lower lows and lower highs. So we start from the top and just, oh wow, good start. Sort of to that. Let me just bring that right. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you can sort of see the chart there as we've come down. Definitely a downtrend. So I think I would now see this sort of bottoms here. I mean, we've got head, right shoulder, so possibly now, just trying to think where is the best place to maybe draw our zone. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm gonna go from there to the bottom. And something like that maybe. AUD New Zealand. Let's have a little look. Okay, so we did indeed get our break and retest. I can tell you that for a fact. There's our break, there's our retest. So that is a beautiful little drawing. I think now we could do the same similar thing maybe to these highs. Let's just have a look at the bigger time frame, see what it's doing. It's always better to look at the bigger time frame. Yeah, we've got a huge push up there. Huge push up. So let's have a little look. Let's have a little look. No. Let's see, we've had a fair value. We've tapped into that fair value gap there. We've got a fair value gap there, look, which is tapped into for the continuation of that uptrend. Yeah, it's tapped in. Let's have a little look. Where do we think it's gonna come to at these highs now? So possibility of it pulling back. Is it going to come back down to these levels again, maybe? Somewhere here. I'll tell you what, let's draw it in. And that's what we're going for. We've got support here, break, resistance, 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 break, break, break. So let's just leave that for now, see what it's saying. I don't really trade Bitcoin, but I will draw something up because why not? Let's have a little look. I do think Bitcoin's at a point where it could do with pulling back a bit, I'll be real. So let's just go from this low here. Again, you could have got a nice quick little buy in there, to be honest. And here, break, retest, boom. Take out these highs. Not really a fan of Bitcoin, it's just all over the shop, really. That's neither here nor there. Mondays are always such a weird day to trade, really. Get the momentum in, not momentum, that sort of sets it up for the week on a direction. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just leave that and see if anything comes up tomorrow. Okay, so we've had Friday rejected beautifully from our zone. Delete these arrows because it just did not do what we thought was going to happen. Looks like it's coming at all these tops now. Could potentially push back up again. I would just leave that one, I think, for now, as it is. Nothing really jumps out at me, I'll be honest with you. Okay, so far, little breaks there. I think that is going to come down, I'll be honest. Okay, we're in our zone. We just need that push up now. So we've got our, from here, look, we've got created our higher highs, higher lows. So you can sort of see, if you drag it to the side now, you can sort of see where our resistance and support zones are. So obviously straight off the bat, if you look across your dotted line, roughly, you know, there's one right there. So that's this area here, I believe it was. Yeah, it was. So that's this area here. So is that going to come back down to here maybe? Or are we already in that area there, which I've got drawn up? I'm going to leave that. I'm pretty happy with that as a potential sell for this week. Oh, I don't like it when it can consolidate. Look at that. Right, consolidation, look at that. So if you start to zoom out a little bit, see this line out, it just literally, the EMA literally just goes sideways like that. We've got so many tops here as well. No, I'm gonna leave Euro CAD, sorry. So many chops and so many sideways. Now this I can work with. Looks like we've broken that now. Possible buy side. Take out some of these highs. Leave that. I think it needs to just push up a little bit, come back down maybe. Test sort of. Zoom in a bit so you can also test maybe these areas before going back up. So far it's just a case of could just be enough week, to be honest. Every week's not going to be a good week. It did pull back Friday as thought, to be honest. So obviously done that here now. So similar situation there now. So we've got our zones here. Possibility, is it going to come to there though? Instead, Now we'll leave it back where it was, I think, for now, just in case. Euro JPY. I think all of them are just kind of going sideways, isn't they? Really, like there's no like, I know like the markets are never clear anyway, but there's no. Okay, it's tapped in a fair value gap there. A little fair value gap here. Let's have a little look. Yeah, that's tapped in, so that's creating the support. And again, if you drop it down, it has actually entered our zone there. So there's the support. Okay, let's leave that as that is. Looks like this is pushing down, to be honest. There's a fair value gap right there. I did a video, was it yesterday? On fair value gaps, how to draw them. Possible sell side right there. Dun, dun, dun. This looks like a nice little setup, I'll be honest. Just waiting for that break and retest now. So push up. It already has done that. Don't know if you can tell by these candles, but again, there you go. Drop it down to smaller time frames. There's your break and retest. It's always good to draw it up on the bigger time frames. You know, I think I drew this up on the 4 hour. I can tell. So this is the 4 hour, and then drop it down. Sort of see that break and retest. And then as you go down the time frames, you can see it a lot more cleaner. That break, retest, beautiful into the middle. Up we go. Continuation of the EMA for the uptrend. So I'm going to leave that because that is obviously continuing to go up. Okay. Where is it going to go? Where is it going to go? Thinking somewhere here maybe. Let's say like across that line there maybe somewhere. Just trying to follow my dotted lines across to some areas. Or do we just relax, no stress? We relax and no stress. There's no point trying to draw stuff if you're not 100% sure. It is a Monday, so you know markets are a bit slow anyway on a Monday. You know, market raw Mondays and Fridays are normally dead anyway. Well, not normally dead, but just a bit slower in that perspective because Monday it's a bit like now. You know, once the day's over, assess it. You know, see where it's going for the week. Have a look at the weekly time frame. So this one could potentially come down a bit more. Could put, you know, so. I think I'm going to get rid of that. And that's the sell side. And this is why, oh, there we go, that's a close one. This is why Mondays are a bit, because then the people like me hop on, have a look, what has it done today, and then see if it can set you up for the week. Yep, that is beautiful. I'm going to leave that one. GBP, JPY. Broke our trend line. Can I get rid of that trend line now? I think I can. We've had multiple touches. Retest. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a... Is that... Oh my gosh, why is that not? Looks like we got some touches there, I'll be real. Even tap into there maybe? No, tap into... Ooh, got a couple of tappings on there still. I'm going to leave that as it is. We might get a tap in and a buy. Okay, so it has broken, retested our zone again. So look at the bigger time frames. You can see resistance, break, support, multiple supports, break, retest. I don't know if you can tell by this here, but as you come down the time frames, you start to see it that little bit more This is why it's important to draw on the bigger time frames. Bigger time frames make life so much easier. You imagine, right, you got all these, like, all this going on, you're trying to scrunch it all up. Just to that. Makes life so much easier. I mean, look at that. Or that. Trying to scrunch it all up, like, just to that makes life so much easier. Again, if you just want to drop to the line chart just to see how many tap-ins, a bit confused, so looking for a pullback here. Sell side, GBP, USD. Oh, did we get a tap-in? Let's run down the time frames. Not quite, not quite. That could be deleted. I'm going to delete that one as well for good measure. It's broke that trend line. It is in the fair value gap and it has tapped into the there. So we are looking, I think, buy side, GBP, USD. We've got resistance here. Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect, perfect. So again, all I've done, I'll show you now. So this high here, top of the wick, bottom of the wick, just drag to the right a little bit, drag it over. Let's see what's happening over here. So we've got a break, support, support, break, resistance, come back down all the way back up, resistance, resistance again. You know, drop to the smaller time frames. You can see that straight away. So we'll see if possible break retest for the upside. New Zealand CAD, this looks like it's going so much, like, oh my gosh. I mean, can you get any more sideways than that? I mean, that is just like, look at the ultimate, like, that consolidation there is just, stay away from that. No, yep, stay away from that as well. It's not, it's like you want to be trading these big long ones coming down and the big long ones going up. You do not want to be trading anything that is just sideways. Okay, we've had a break, a retest. Back into our zone. That looks good still for a break retest. Continuing on the upside. Might come down to here because there's a fair value gap. Let me show you. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you go from the top to the bottom. Might come down to this area somewhere. Oh my good gosh, that has pushed up quite a bit, if I do say so myself. It's definitely going up. Where lower are we at here? Okay, I'm gonna go from that candle. Personal preference, I just like the look of it. Can I get my thing? Yes, I can. There we go. So we've got our resistance. Let me zoom in a bit. I always forget sometimes people are on the phones and they can't see as much as good as on a piece on a computer. It's got resistance, resistance, resistance. 3 taps. We now have a break. Are we gonna get a push up? Something like this. Might come down, tap back in down here somewhere to the trend line. We shall see. That's something for us to keep our eyes on. USD, I'll keep saying it, I'm not really a fan of USD at the minute. I think it's just all over the shop. Especially with Trump at the minute, you just so unpredictable. Not that the markets are predictable anyway. Okay, the reason I got gold all marked up every week, cause I do like, you know, gold's probably the most traded, the most traded one that I do. I've got this one marked up. This was a live trade I did. Took 2 days. Hit TP. I'll leave it on there just so I can keep reminding. Just say like, yeah, this is what I did. So now we've broken our trend line. Huge push up for the week. I mean, Monday it's 6 o'clock. What on earth? Let's have a look on the daily. Oh, turn that back over. Get as much space you can. That is a huge push up to the upside. Could be on for another. On the run for another all-time high, maybe. We've got some resistance here. A fair value gap there. That looks like a good level, I'll be honest with you. What's it else? Oh, yes. That's my level. That's my next level. That is my next level right there. I'm going to tell you why. It's obviously gone from a highest point. We broke that point. We did have a little bit of resistance, but it persevered, pushed. Big word for me, that is persevered. Pushed through. But coming from this top, again, let's just drag it over and have a look what's going on. It's obviously a bit of an important zone. So we've got resistance, break, break, resistance, resistance, break, support, 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 break, resistance, resistance. There was a little bit of resistance which now broke through. So this now could be a potential level for a break and retest. I have noticed as well in this area right here, there is a fair value gap. So that narrows it down to a potential buy anywhere from there to there. Again, stop loss just below. I'm a bit OCD, so that was 7.5, so I'll just say round it up to 8. Back up to the top, that's an instant 2 to 1 right there. A possibility if that ever came in. If it did continue to come back down, again, you know, I'm not even going to draw this fair value gap. It's pretty obvious. The fair value gap is bigger than that, so really you want to be buying somewhere in this zone here. Even if you put it at the top, maybe stop loss just below. What's that? 12. Let's say you ride it back to the top. That'll be a 4 to 1. So even if you lost this trade, right, straight in, bump, you're now 3 in front because that's a 4 to 1. So that's a 2 to 1. You lose that, so you're 1 down. The next one is a 4 to 1. So 1 down, add 4. That's 3. So you're now 3 in front, and you can afford to lose the next 3 trades. So that is just a little rundown of possibilities. What I think could happen this week, you know, it looks a little bit dead in places, but that's just how it is. No stress, no stress. Just remember, as long as you're not clicking any buttons, you're not losing money. So let's not be stupid. We'll just keep an eye on it tomorrow. Have a look at it at the end of the day again. See if we can get into any trades for the rest of the week. But yeah, hope this video was helpful in any way, whether it's just showing up a little bit of drawings, whether it's just some ideas. So yeah, if you could like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Peace out.